الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله الذي أنزل على عبده الكتاب ولم يجعل له عوجا.
Bismillah, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Our dear viewers out there, mashallah, today is another day in the blessed month of the holy month of Ramadan. Today is the 18th day of Ramadan, 1438 after Hijrah of the Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. May the peace and the blessing of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala be upon the seal and the last of the noble prophets. Mashallah, you're watching Al-Ikhlas coming to you live from ITV. My name is Medina Fago. I'm your host. We'll be right back shortly after this break. Stay with us.
الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
You're welcome back. You're on to Al-Ikhlas fi Ramadan, your Ramadan diet. MashaAllah. Now, as usual, we have very important topic to treat with you today. And we are very knowledgeable, mashallah, students of knowledge in the house to treat the topic with us. And now, as usual, we're going to discuss briefly about the topic after our guests are introduced to the studio, which you're going to have the opportunity to call in if you have any question about anything that we're discussing today, or outside that, anything about Islamic ruling that you're not clear about, please do call in. Now, the topic of discussion today is Lailatul Qadri. Yes, today is the 18th day of Ramadan, mashallah. So we are all preparing for Lailatul Qadri. Now, our topic of discussion today is Lailatul Qadri. And with me in the studio, I have the honor of the Chief Imam of Apple Legislative Mosque in the person of Imam Nuru Khalid. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Marhaba bikum.
Shukran lakum.
MashaAllah, thank you for joining us, sir. Now we're going to discuss briefly with our Honorable Imam in the house, after which you can call him and ask him questions about anything you are not clear about. MashaAllah, Imam, please, can you enlighten us what exactly is Lailatul Qadri?
Bismillah, alhamdulillah, wa salatu wa salamu ala rasulillah wa alihi wa sahbihi wa jami'i ahlillah. First of all, if we want to know what Lailatul Qadri is, we have to appreciate that the two words, Laylatu and Qadri, are both Arabic words. Translated into English, the giant night. The Quran is clear about the importance or what Laylatul Qadr is. There are two places in the Quran. The first is Surah Al-Dukhan, where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned that night is a blessed night. Inna anzalnahu fi laylatin mubarakah. Inna kunna munzilin. We have sent it down. It here is referring to the Quran. We have sent down the Quran in the night, in the blessed night. That is Laylatul Qadr. And the name Laylatul Qadr was found in the second place, that is in a chapter named Suratul Qadri. That is the chapter which explained Inna anzalnahu fi Laylatul Qadri, Laylatul Qadri khairun min alfi shahr. We have sent it down in the giant night, in the blessed night, and the night in which things are decreed. The night of decree is Laylatul Qadr, where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala decreed issues for the whole year. And that is why angels descend down from the heaven, according to the chapter. تنزل الملائكة والروح فيها بإذن ربهم من كل Salamun hiya hatta matla'il fajr. So now, this night, it is when the angels descend down by the permission of their Lord. They come with peace, with issues that will promote our peace and coexistence.
MashaAllah. So now, is it right then to say that Lailatul Qadri is probably the night of our changing of destiny and fate?
Well, it is right to say it is the night in which destiny and fate are designed and approved by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You wake up at night to seek for a good destiny, to seek for approval in what you want and what you apply for. That is the reason why we wake up at night, that night, to celebrate, not only to celebrate, but to devote ourselves, asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, if He designed something that it is unwanted for us, let Him change it to a better one.
MashaAllah. So now, how do we search for this Lailatul Qadri? Is it every night that is Lailatul Qadri?
Well, according to Ibn Abbas, Ibn Mas'udin, it is in the whole of the year. We search for it in the whole of the year. That is every night. But according to Ubay ibn Ka'b, which is the most appropriate view, Lailatul Qadri is only found in the month of Ramadan and in the last 10 days of Ramadan. And to be more specific, according to some certain ahadith, including the one in Sahih al-Bukhari, Lailatul Qadri is at the 29th night of Ramadan. And the 29th night of Ramadan is 27th night of Ramadan. So the 27th night of Ramadan usually occurs after we fasted the 26th day of Ramadan. So at that night we search for Lailatul Qadr.
Okay, mashallah. So now there is this trend of people, they want to go to every Lailatul Qadri in every masjid. Is it legally binding that we have to go to masjid to go and search for Lailatul Qadri, or we can actually do it in the corner of our rooms?
Well, there is no injunction whatsoever, in as much as my knowledge is concerned, that tell us that we must go to a particular mosque or masjid to observe Lailatul Qadri, or we must do it in a congregation or in a specific way. But some people are lazy if they are alone.
Okay.
If they don't see somebody that will encourage them, they don't have that enthusiasm or that zeal to wake up at night to worship Allah alone. So when they find themselves in a congregation, they will have that zeal and enthusiasm. So I think it is permissible for someone to go into congregation if he finds one nearby. But it is not obligatory, it is not conditional that you must observe Lailatul Qadr in a congregation before you attend what you want.
Okay, mashallah. Now there's another thing, during the search of Lailatul Qadri, most people go for itikaf. Can you briefly enlighten us how Lailatul Qadri is attached to itikaf?
Well, itikaf is a circulation, going alone, leaving the larger society to be alone in a place, in a mosque, in a particular mosque for a period of time. The connection between itikaf and Lailatul Qadr is itikaf usually is performed, is conducted during the last 10 days of Ramadan. And we have mentioned that it is during that period that we found Lailatul Qadr. Therefore, people now go for itikaf to pursue two things at a time. To kill two birds with a stone. That is to have that itikaf, the reward of itikaf, and also to observe Lailatul Qadr. And there is nothing wrong in combining the two.
The both. MashaAllah. Now, what are the recommended ibadah that we can do to achieve great and enormous rewards for Lailatul Qadr?
Well, if you want to attain the normal or the requirement of having a devotional Lailatul Qadr search, you have to be with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in whatever is approved to be a worship. Any devotional act, any worship that it is approved within the rulings of Islam, it is permissible for one to perform during the search of Lailatul Qadr. You can pray, that is to do normal salah, or you can do azkar, praising Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and glorifying His position, reciting the Holy Quran or the Noble Quran, doing whatever it is recommended, it is approved Islamically, is okay for one. So there is no restriction that this is the only ibadah one should do during the search for Lailatul Qadr. No restriction. You can do any ibadah, any act of ibadah is recommendable.
MashaAllah. Our viewers out there, the line is open for you to call in. The number to call is on our screen now, and that's 080-9987-1989. If you have any question for Imam, he's here for you. So call in now to ask any question at all you are not clear about. But MashaAllah. Now, sir, can we just recite the Quran? You just do tilawa in the night of Lailatul Qadr?
Yes, one can do, can recite the Quran in Lailatul Qadr, and one can do Salatul Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, or one can do any adhkar, or one can pray. The most important thing during Lailatul Qadr search is to supplicate, is to invocate for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's mercy. It is a night of mercy. It is when the angels descend down with mercy. تنزل الملائكة والروح فيها بإذن ربهم من كل أمر سلام هي حتى مطلع الفجر.
MashaAllah. Now, the viewers out there, the line is open. Don't forget to call in if you have any question to ask our guest in the house. MashaAllah. Now, the issue of supplication now, can we supplicate for ourselves, or we just need to supplicate for the whole family, or the whole ummah at large, or we just need to be specific? This is what I want. You can just ask for one thing to be changed, or you can ask for everything you actually want.
Well, there are three...
sorry, sir, let's pick this call first.
Okay.
Hello? Uh-oh, sorry. Okay, go ahead.
There are three...
Oh, sorry, there's another call. Hello?
Your call has been placed on hold.
Uh-oh.
Please wait.
Hello?
Your call has...
Okay.
All right. There are three types of supplications.
MashaAllah.
The first one is glorifying Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala without mentioning your needs or wants. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala assured His servants that when they glorify Him and praise Him,
Yes.
He will answer their prayers, their needs. He will provide for them their needs.
MashaAllah.
You can remember when Jonah said, La ilaha illa anta subhanaka inni kuntu minadh dhalimin. So, La ilaha illa anta subhanaka is praising Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
MashaAllah.
So, the other praise of the invocation is Inni kuntu minadh dhalimin. That's the second time. Identifying your shortcomings.
MashaAllah.
And the last part of dua is to tell Allah that I need this or I want this.
Okay.
So you
MashaAllah. Sorry, let's pick this call. Hello? Hello? Wa alaikum salam. Who is on the line, please? Uh-oh. Okay.
So you can sit down telling Allah what is your problem. He is in the better position to know. He knows better than anybody. He is all-knowing. Therefore, whether you mention it or not, he knows your problem. But to mention it is an act of ibadah.
Okay, mashallah. Let's pick another call. Hello? 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 Okay, what about our sisters that are maybe doing their monthly circle? How can they participate in the night of Lailatul Qadri?
There is no harm in participating in Lailatul Qadri search when a woman is observing her period.
MashaAllah.
She can equally search for Lailatul Qadr by reciting the Noble Quran, by supplicating to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, by doing other acts of ibadah that are not prayer. She is not to pray any salah.
Okay, and then the recitation of the Quran, it has to be offhand, right? Like not like she has to hold the Quran.
Well, there is controversies about holding the Quran for a menstruating woman. Yeah. I don't think there is harm in it, from my understanding. In as much as my understanding is correct, I think she can equally hold it.
Okay, mashallah. Let's pick another call. Hello? Wa alaikum salam. Who is on the line? Okay.
So, I did one question, so I know that where I ask.
Go ahead and ask. Go ahead and ask. Go ahead.
Okay. So, ina tambayar malam ne mutumin da ya yi tafur to kun bayan ya tashi daga sai ya mafanci a azumin.
Okay.
I didn't get the question.
Shikenan? I get him.
Okay.
Shikenan ko?
Shikenan.
Okay, to Allah zai ansa ka.
Yeah.
Thank you. Hello? 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 All right. He said in Hausa that someone that has finished taking sahur, and then he went into a slight sleep and had a wet dream.
There is no harm in having a wet dream after sahur or in the daytime.
Okay.
His fasting is valid. Babu laifi dan mutum ya yi mafarki da rana ko da safe bayan sahur ya yi mafarki azumin sanana.
Okay. What should he do?
He has to take the ritual normal bath and then go for salah.
Okay, he doesn't need to reaffirm his intention.
The intention has been done at night, and that is all. You can even take the intention while not in a purified position.
Okay, mashallah. Mashallah. Our viewers, the line is still open. If you have questions to ask Imam, he's here. Just call in. The number to call is 080-9987-1989. Don't mind, the line might be a little bit congested. Just keep trying. You get through. Hello? 9987-1989. Hello? Hello? hear you.
Good morning.
Good morning. Who is on the line?
Morning.
Okay, viewers, please, whenever you're calling, turn down the volume of your TV set. Otherwise, we're not going to hear you, and you're not going to hear us, and you're not going to be able to communicate. So really, for you to communicate, if there are people in the house, just excuse yourself away a little from the TV set, and you should be just fine. Hello?
Hello.
Yeah, hello, good morning.
Morning, how are you?
I'm fine. Who is on the line?
This is Danny.
Okay, go ahead, Sani.
Am I speaking now, sir?
Yes, you can.
Lailatul Qadri,
Okay.
observing and carry ibada throughout 10 days of Harshan Watan Ramadan.
Okay.
And Lailatul Qadri is one of the nights.
Okay.
Now,
Hello, I'm hearing you. Go ahead.
and I know Lailatul Qadri is one of the nights, 10 days. That's 10 days of Ramadan. Maybe. So, I ibada daga farkon 10 days of Ramadan, you observe all the night.
Okay.
That means kaga da Lailatul Qadri uku da wasu ne Allah yake zaba daga cikin bayin kaga da su Lailatul Qadri cikin masu ibada a wannan lokaci.
Okay. Shikenan? Alright, mashallah. Imam zai answer ka. Hello? 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 Hello?
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam. Please turn down the volume of your TV.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
Mutumin da ya yi wani azumi ya zo ya same shi kuma bayan ga wani azumi bai zo ya yi rama ko ba ga wani azumi ya zo ya shiga bai rama wancan ba kuma ga wani azumi ya shiga.
Okay, to Imam zai answer ki.
To shi kenan da.
Let's pick another person, you can combine them. Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Hello, I can hear you. Go ahead. Hello? Okay, sir. The question that was asked. The first one, that, if you are doing ibadah for Lailatul Qadri and you do the 10 days, is it that Allah will select the people that did the whole 10 days, or He will select? There's a measurement that is used to select people for the reward of Lailatul Qadri. That's what he asked.
Okay, the issue of Lailatul Qadr is not that you must stand at a point doing ibadah before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala recognize you. The most important issue in Lailatul Qadr is three things. There are three important issues. First, that piety.
Okay.
Do you have the piety? Your mind is the central issue of ibadah. Second, devotion. Did you devoted yourself to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's ibadah at that point in search of and the third one is intention. Do you intend to search for Laylatul Qadr? Do you intend to have the blessing of that night? It doesn't matter whether you fall asleep in the course or you are. That's why it is important for us to have intention, to have piety, to devote ourselves.
MashaAllah. Now the second lady said, what happens to someone who fasted last Ramadan incompletely and has carryover into this Ramadan, and this Ramadan is already ongoing?
Yeah, the most important thing for her is to continue with this Ramadan.
Okay.
Forgetting, having in mind about that carryover.
Okay.
Now, after this Ramadan, she repays back and do a kind of istighfar for delaying that paying back. Yeah. But some ulamas, some scholars rules that she must give out, she must feed a person after every payment she made.
Okay.
But this ruling has no authority
Okay.
in as much as the Quran and the Sunnah are concerned.
Mashallah.
So she just make istighfar.
And then fast the one she has
Yes,
missed.
yes.
Okay, mashallah. Mashallah, our viewers out there, I hope we are actually educated today about Lailatul Qadri, and I hope that we are geared up in preparation for Lailatul Qadri. Lailatul Qadri starts tomorrow night. Don't forget, the day is before the night. Hello? Hello? Wa alaikum salam. Can you speak up, please? Hello? Okay. Hello? Hello? Wa alaikum salam. Who is on the line, please?
Hello?
Hello, salamu alaikum. Who is on the line? Okay, go ahead. Speak out.
Rabia on the line.
Okay, Rabia, I can hear you. Go ahead.
No, I sell food. Yes, I sell food. Somebody came to tell me that it's haram for me to sell food. So I want to know if it is that I stop immediately and ask for Allah's forgiveness.
You said you kept food.
Yes, cook food.
Okay, you cooked food.
Yes.
You want to know if it is wrong to cook.
Hello?
You say you want to know if it is right to cook food.
No, I said I sell food.
You
But
sell
somebody
food.
came to tell me that it's haram.
Okay.
To cook food. So I want to
Okay.
confirm if it is true, then I stop immediately and ask for Allah's forgiveness.
Okay, mashallah, barakallahu fikum, may Allah reward you. Imam will answer you on that. She says she cooks food. I believe that's for sale. And somebody say it is haram for her to do that. Is it true? And then,
No. It is permissible for a woman to trade.
okay,
A halal trade.
okay,
But the issue is the indecent behavior attached to that kind of business. That is maybe what some people are arguing about.
Oh no, she's talking about selling food in Ramadan.
Yes, or at the daytime.
Yes.
No, it's not haram.
Okay, mashallah.
Those who are not fasting, there are people who are not, even
fasting.
Muslim, there are people who are not, fasting.
Yes.
A menstruating woman
Yes.
is not supposed to be fasting.
Mashallah.
Underage people are not supposed to be fasting. Those who are not Muslims are not supposed to be fasting.
Yes.
So you can sell food for them.
For them,
It is
mashallah.
halal.
It is halal, mashallah. Now, viewers out there, our discussion today has been all about Lailatul Qadri. I hope you are educated. And our ustaz, our imam in the house today is our Imam Nuru Khalid. I was about to say Nuruddin. Jazakallah khairan for joining us, sir. Mashallah. Our viewers out there, I'm sorry, the time is against us. You can join us tomorrow again for another exciting edition of Ali Class. Fi Ramadan, coming to you live from ITV. My name is Medina Fabo. Masalam.
الحمد لله الذي أنزل على عبده الكتاب ولم يجعل له عوجا. Independent